you have really compelling stories to tell that people are going to want. And we've seen that with the effort that Kristen's done. People are hungry for these kinds of messages. You just need to mobilize them. And you're going to say, how does this relate to credit unions? And I'm going to tell you, this does relate to you because you have the most compelling story around. I would say you are poised to blow up. So if we think about this, what do people trust? They tend to trust blogs by people they know, posts by friends in Facebook, friends that are Twitter stream, though not as much as Facebook. And I think it's the character restriction. There's just not enough people, not enough story to develop. And fellow community members. Wow, that's interesting, because if you can make people feel like they're part of a community, the trust is going to go way up. It's almost the entry point. You will not be able to play unless you do that. It's like the necessary condition in order to do business. And the kinds of ties that you will get, people will have a hard time switching away from. So you're increasing switching costs, which is hard to show. Here's something that I hear a lot, and that is that we can't clearly measure what's going on in social media, so I don't want to invest. Well, you can't clearly measure the impacts of most of your social networks. You go to networking events and you don't know, is this a $1,500 event? Will I meet that person who's going to give me that job and boost my income this year $1,500? You don't know. And that is the same game with social media. You don't know who's out there and what they're capable of. And still, that shouldn't sort of prohibit you from participating. This word of mouth that we're all talking about is collective, it's collaborative, it's value creating, value enhancing, and value realizing. And that you have this capacity to give those people a message that they're going to respond to and really create value. Most of the theories about consumer behavior assume an individual or a dyad, and that's because they were created in spaces like economics and psychology. And they focused on an individual rational user. And what I'm going to tell you is that consumption does not occur that way. And I, in anticipation of coming here, just sort of looked through some of the credit unions, 179 credit union sites, say. And I'm a nerd. And I came up with 11% of you that are talking at all about what you're doing in the community. And I think that I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm just thinking to myself, the movement for local, the movement for seeing community-based activity has never been higher. That needs to be up to 100% of the people. We don't know all of the services that are different between credit unions and banks, and we don't know about that commitment. And I think that if we did, that we would get a lot more traction in the marketplace. So when I tried to get my University of Arizona to do direct deposits with the credit union, they told me, oh, they're hard to work with. It's like, you don't know. They're not hard to work with. Wells Fargo is not hard to work? Like, what is your... That's interesting. What they're really saying is they don't know. They don't know anything about this. The Wells Fargo people are over there all the time going, use us, use us, use us, and you guys are not because of many reasons. But what we need to do is derive consumers in there to say, I want the credit union to be the primary thing that's going on here.